Welcome to the Simply Mindful Wellness Podcast. Join your host, Tracy, the Mindful Wellness Coach, as she takes a deeper look into nourishing your body, mind, and soul. Because being well creates the freedom to live life the way you want.
Welcome back to another episode of the Mindful Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Richardson, and today we're talking about a hormone that deserves a little bit more attention than it gets. Yes, I'm talking about melatonin, the forgotten hormone that does a little bit more than help you sleep. So, as I said, most of us think of melatonin as the sleep hormone, and while it absolutely plays a key role in a restful sleep, the impact on your health goes far beyond that. In fact, melatonin has multiple jobs. It is one of the most powerful antioxidants in the body. In fact, it can boost your glutathione power as well and supports the brain health, supports immune function, supports your gut, and even acts as a major protective factor against the big C, cancer. So, in today's episode, we're diving into why melatonin is more than just a sleep aid, its incredible anti-cancer properties and its role in protecting your body, how melatonin levels naturally decline with age and what you can do about it, and the difference between synthetic and plant-based melatonin, and why I recommend ANF therapy as the only way to supplement melatonin. So if you feel like you're in your best life or in your midlife and beyond, understanding melatonin's full impact, it can be a complete game changer. So if you want to feel your best, then let's get into it. So melatonin is more than just a sleep aid. We focus on big name hormones, especially as women, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Now, melatonin is just as crucial and specifically more so as we age. While most people associate it with sleep, melatonin does so much more than that, as I've said. It's one of the body's most powerful antioxidants, so it helps you to protect every area of your body, especially the brain, the breasts, and the ovaries. And it protects them from what we call oxidative stress, which is a totally natural process that happens in the body, but it can create cellular damage, particularly when we don't have the energy and resources we need. And that's something that we need to pay close attention to, particularly in midlife. Now, melatonin actually declines from age 10 onwards. So if we've been poor sleepers as a child, we're kind of, below the benchmark before we even start. And as we get older, our natural melatonin production declines, so just like estrogen and progesterone. And this can affect our sleep cycles. This means that just as much as it impacts our sleep, it means that lower melatonin levels can leave us a little bit more vulnerable to things like inflammation, cognitive issues or cognitive decline, and some serious health risks as well. This brings me on to one of the most fascinating areas of research, and there's so many people that you can find on social media that are researching this right now, and that's melatonin's role in cancer prevention. Now, one of the most compelling reasons to support yourself with melatonin through proper sleep cycles and with ANF therapy that we will come on to very shortly is because it prevents, or it has a role in preventing cancer and the treatment of cancer. And now this is because of preventing the oxidative stress. And clinical trials have shown that melatonin can actually be a powerful ally to helping improve the outcomes and enhancing the effectiveness of certain treatments. Unlike many pharmaceutical interventions, melatonin is totally natural and it has a real strong safety profile. So for this reason alone, paying attention to how much melatonin you have, or you're optimizing the production of that to get the best chances. So why does melatonin decline with age? Well, here's something you might not know. They peak in childhood around age 10 and then they steadily decline as you get older. By the time you're in your 40s or 50s, your body is producing significantly less. So much, much less than it did in your younger years. And it's one of the reasons you probably coped better with things when you were younger. Now, since melatonin isn't just about sleep, it's also about cellular protection, and our cells are the building blocks that make up every single thing in our body. So our cells make up our organs, our tissues, our bones, our brain, our organs, everything. Now, if that cellular protection isn't there, that decline can have widespread effects on your health, and this is where you get these symptoms. So it can make you more susceptible to poor sleep or insomnia, increased inflammation and oxidative stress and the issues that come along with that, cognitive decline and memory issues, a higher risk of hormone-driven cancers, so for women particularly breast and the ovarian cancers, and cervical cancers and so on. And the question isn't about whether melatonin is important, it's how best we can support it. And that brings me to a key topic about why I don't recommend exogenous melatonin supplements. Now, most melatonin supplements on the market are synthetic lab-created versions that mimic our natural melatonin but don't always have the same effectiveness. And while in some cases synthetic melatonin can be really helpful for restful sleep, it's it can be used with jet lag and things like that, it doesn't provide the full range of health benefits. And if you're just taking a supplement all the time, you're not actually addressing the root cause or the issue at hand. So it's not boosting that natural melatonin production. Now, not only does exogenous just means that it's like a supplement, so it's outside of the body. So exogenous melatonin supplementation isn't recommended in most countries, and including the UK, where it's actually considered a prescription medication for certain conditions. And long-term use of synthetic products, synthetic melatonin, can potentially interfere with your body's own production. So it doesn't make it an ideal long-term solution or for working with longevity or lasting benefits. And this is why I would utilise ANF therapy, so amino-neurofrequency therapy, and it's the only way that I would support melatonin with that. So instead of relying on an oral synthetic supplement, this therapy is the most effective way to boost that production naturally, and it's a frequency-based technology used to optimise the body's own healing and regulatory processes, including that melatonin production. So it doesn't put anything in, it just supports what's there. And rather than like taking a pill, it doesn't override your body's natural rhythms, it supports them, and it helps stimulate and restore your body's own ability to produce melatonin at the right times and in the right amounts. Now, this means better sleep, stronger immune function, and enhanced cellular production, all without the potential downsides of a synthetic supplement. Now, I'm not totally bashing supplements because everything has its place. But if you're looking for a truly holistic approach, then I would recommend the ANF therapy. It's where I would start. And you can look online and find a practitioner. I'm a practitioner, and you need to be a licensed practitioner in order to practice this therapy. So if you've been struggling with sleep or feeling a little bit more inflamed than usual, a bit more sluggish, and you're looking for ways to support your long-term health, then melatonin is something that you might want to look at. It's a hormone that works in the opposite to cortisol. So cortisol's high in the morning, melatonin's low, and then it kind of swings around. So melatonin should be high in the evening. If it's not high, then it changes our sleep patterns, and that can be for many, many reasons. So we need to look at the root cause of that, or the issue at hand, rather than just the supplementation. So it's not just a sleep aid, it's an essential hormone, and it has lots of powerful and protective effects. And you can support it naturally, as I've said, with ANF therapy. It could be one of the most impactful decisions that you make for your future. So if you've found this episode helpful, let me know. I love hearing from you to share your thoughts with me, and please let me know how you feel, and leave a review if you feel so called. And if you want to learn even more about melatonin, be sure to check out Dr. Mikkel Hoff on social media and the ANF therapy, or you can check out my blog, and I'll put the link in the show notes. That's where I dive a little bit deeper into its multiple functions. So until next time, take care of yourself. Love and wellness, Tracy.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Simply Mindful Wellness podcast. Join us next time for a new episode.